guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We are on the outskirts of Nashville, Tennessee for the first drive of this vehicle, the one you've been waiting for. This is a 2023 totally redesigned Honda CR-V. But before we get into this radiant red EXL trim, let's talk about what's going on here. Honda. Obviously, everybody knows the Civic. Everybody knows the Accord. But what's interesting is that the CR-V is what really brings them back for more. The CR-V's been around since the 1990s. We're now in the 6th generation of this crossover SUV icon. And what's wonderful is that Honda is trying to bring a little bit more, or I should say a lot more, for the money. 4 different trims. EX is gonna be your base, then this EXL, and if you want hybrid, you could go Sport or Sport Touring. We got the first drive. We're gonna show you how it goes on throttle down the road. But what I wanna find out is, when you're looking at all these crossover SUVs, especially in the compact class, and there's plenty of them, is this one worth the price, going with the good old internal combustion engine, or should you spend more for the hybrid? Why don't we go ahead, let's dive into our radiant red CR-V and find out. Some of the things that are really gonna pop out, especially when it comes to value, are the headlights. Not only are the headlight housings looking really good, but we got full LED headlights, daytime running lamps, and turn signals. LED lighting is always gonna cost more than your old-fashioned light bulbs. So nice to see that extra style. I'm glad that they brought a balance of materials. You got your chrome that goes all the way across the top portion of the EXL trim, and then to kind of cut it down a little bit so it's not too blingy, so that you have to wear your Honda Max Verstappen sunglasses, Formula One sunglasses. We got some gloss black with the Honda badge, all new radar, laser technology, that Honda sensing technology. That's another thing that definitely brings value for the price to keep you and your family safe. Everything else is very simple on the bottom portion. We get up onto the hood, you're actually getting more CR-V for your money. The CR-V is longer wheelbase, and wider. And where is that extra length? Most of it is from the A-pillars forward. So that's giving you more vehicle for the price. Coming around the bend, what are we working with? 18-inch wheels. Now, I'm gonna be honest, they're a little bland. I wish there was some machined aluminum, some dark black accents, so I am gonna zonk them, and this is one thing that I think is hurting the EXL. I expect it on the EX, because that's your entry. This, though, needs to be kind of brought up to a new level, so gonna zonk it. If you wanna go bigger wheel, they do have a 19-inch wheel when you go Sport or Sport Touring, but you gotta spend more of that green stuff. We do have flat black. I don't mind it too much. I'm glad they didn't do a gloss black. Obviously, it would be nice on the higher trims to have it all painted. Now, coming down the side, we do get LED turn signals, just like the headlights, color matched on the top. You do have the chrome finish around the windows, and you can see the length. You can see the length of the new CR-V. Plus, you could do a couple jumping jacks and get some calories burned off. Working our way towards the rear, you got keyless entry, color matched on the door handles. Coming towards the rear, what do we got? LED taillights. Very unique in their style compared to the other brands. This guy right here, they actually put in a zonk box. That's the zonk box because that should be LED, but I like the way they brought it in to the interior. All-wheel drive, all updated all-wheel drive system, CR-V badging, looking clean. And then to wrap it off, I would like to see something else happening with the lower bumper. So I'm a little let down with the rear bumper. Let me know what you think in the comment section. But let's pop the hood and talk about horsepower for the money on this CR-V. Guys, whether you go EX or EXL, you're gonna get hydraulic hood struts, which is nice instead of a prop rod, but you're gonna get the same engine. I guess the good news is it has some updates on it. So what you're looking at is that 1.5 liter turbocharged inline 4. The turbo is new on the 2023 CR-V. It is mated though. The zonk is gonna be a CVT transmission. Good news though, Honda did bring step shifting technology. It's 190 horsepower, 179 pound-feet of torque. I would have liked to have seen an even 200 horsepower. All-wheel drive is what we have on ours. The great news is you could do a 50-50 split, and we do have different modes, including snow mode. The vehicle weighs 3,337 pounds. Official MPGs and 0 to 60 has not been officially released at this time, but what I could tell you from the previous CRV, 28 in the city, 34 on the highway, and the vehicle does 0 to 60 in about 8.3 seconds. So I would like to, for the money, see a little bit more pep, but why don't we go ahead, let's see what kind of noise this makes and fire up our CRV. All right, guys, we're inside this radiant red 2023 Honda CRV EXL trim. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, this is the review I've been waiting for. I want to see how this thing drives. I got a 2017. I know that was the last time they redesigned it. I want to see how this one is better. What's the price? So right at the filming, we don't have official price. Estimates and guesstimates are right around $32,000. But down below, right now, the price should be showing up in this video, the official price. But let's see what you're getting for the money in this compact crossover SUV. To the door panels, a little bit of everything. Some gloss black, nothing in the fingerprint section too much. I do like the way they bring some different lighter color tone to the door panel. And then the door pocket is a good size for 4 guitar-style Nashville corn dogs and a bottle of Mountain Dew Code Zero to wash it down. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, the style is becoming more uniformed across their models. The wire mesh is my favorite, and how the AC vents are all hidden. What do we got for infotainment? 9-inch infotainment system. You've already seen this in use, and if you want more in-depth of the interior, I'll leave the link to that review at the end of this one. But touchscreen capability, just like you could change all of the apps around, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You got your dual climate AC controls, heated seats, no ventilated seats. So that's a bit of a bummer and a zonk. I love the way they got all the connectivity. Your phones are never gonna die, whether you're wireless or USB-C and USB-A. You could have some Mentos here if you're eating those onion flavored corn dogs. This is gonna control the CVT. A little bit of a bummer, it doesn't have the 10-speed automatic, but I do love the way we got the drive modes. I'll show you that on the business end, and hill descent control. 2 cup holders, soft touch material, a little bit of a storage area for some atomic fireballs. And then what's great is you got your party tray and enough room in here for a crystal bust of Willie Nelson that your great-great-grandmother gave to you. Seats, comfy and supportive all at the same time. Electric assist for the passenger and the driver, and you get a standard size sunroof. Let me know how you feel about the lighter headliner color, if it's too bright in here. But why don't you come over to the business end, let me show you those modes, because that's gonna affect how the driving goes in our new CRV. All right, guys, before we go on throttle, let me show you the part that's gonna help us get down the road. That's gonna be the steering wheel. Leather all the way around. Like I said, we have more in-depth footage at the end of this video. Leather all the way around. They do a great job on the stitch work, high quality, manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. The good news is you're getting that newer dash setup. So you got your 7-inch digital display with your different modes, snow, econ, and normal. And then you have that analog speedometer. It would have been nice to have a full digital display. Let me know how you feel about that, if the EXL should be zonked because it doesn't have a full digital display. But we got that new all-wheel drive system, sending power to the rear. Speaking of the rear, let's go into that passenger seat area and see how they're gonna enjoy the drive as you're going to Costco or the movie theater in your new CRV. All right, guys, so like I said, 4 inches wider, more seat space. Watch the review at the end of this one if you want all the details. But one thing I wanted to show you that I did not show in that other one is watch how the lower cushion moves out and down when you're folding the seat. That is smartly engineered to give you maximum space back here for not only the passengers, but also for your stuff. Getting into the back seat, very wide amount of room. I like the way that the floor does not have that big bulge normally where you would have an all-wheel drive shaft. Because remember, this is mechanical all-wheel drive, so you have a drive shaft, unlike other vehicles like the RAV4, which has an electric motor out back. I think what really hurts the price point back here is no connectivity, and the AC vents could be a little bit bigger. I mean, just a little bit bigger, but I got my nice pocket here so I could get my picture of Willie Nelson autographed by him when we see him later going back through Nashville. But lots of space, even for 6-foot-tall Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We're not doing the cargo area in this one. Where do you have to see that? Click the link at the end of this one. If you're ready, I'm ready. It's that time. Let's go for a drive through the countryside in our CR-V. All right, guys, we're inside this 2023 Honda CR-V, that EXL trim. Right away, like I said, you're gonna be very familiar not only with being behind the wheel of a CR-V, but also the feeling that you get being behind the wheel almost of an 11th generation Civic, with the way that they did the interior finishes. I think the biggest thing that they could have done was rework the chassis by adding extra welds, by adding extra adhesion and sound deadening material, thickness of glass. It's gonna give you a quieter driving experience on the interior than what you're used to, but also a better handling experience, especially with the way the all-wheel drive system works. That 60-40 split, more power, being able to be sent to the rear when you go 50-50. That's that nice evenly distribution. And driving it down this road, I do have it in sport. And then of course we got those other modes which you could use while you are operating your CR-V, especially the snow mode. I think that's gonna be very, very important for people living in snowy areas, especially when it snows here in Nashville. But visibility is great. Seats are comfy without feeling too much like you're sitting on a marshmallow or a cotton ball. And you just feel planted with that all-wheel drive. That's the great thing of it, and the feedback that comes to the wheel. I know that the Type R obviously is that high performer of a hot hatch, but they do sprinkle some of that engineering and technology into even the CR-V. One thing I am definitely looking forward to driving is gonna be the hybrid, because we're gonna do an on throttle, and that's one area where there could be a little bit more improvement with acceleration. But here we are at a dead stop. Give it some throttle. On throttle, here we go. All right, guys, one of the things that I definitely am looking forward to is getting behind the wheel of the hybrid, because they're saying that that is the most powerful CR-V ever. We are gonna go on throttle. I do have it in sport mode by putting it on the S, and if you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle. You do have those simulated shifts. I'm just was expecting just a little bit more. I wish that the turbo maybe would spool up a little bit more, get a little bit more boost, and make a quicker getaway. But like I said, if you want that extra performance, from what Honda is saying, it's all about their sport and sport touring hybrid models. But going down this road, I'm telling you, it is so controllable, so confidence inspiring, and it definitely, you could feel the improvements from every corner of this CR-V. Brakes feel good. Going into this left-hand bend, obviously not a corner carver, but very responsive, which is what you want. Especially, like I said, the way Honda sprinkles that engineering throughout all of their vehicles. All right, guys, a little bit of on-throttle acceleration while we're here. I have it in sport. Give it some throttle. On throttle, here we go. So definitely, like I said, not a big improvement over the previous generation when it comes to 0 to 60, but definitely I do like the way they now have that step shift system for the CVT. There's some lightning out there, but we're gonna beat the storm. Love how balanced everything is in here. Very easy to read the gauges. But yes, definitely what would help the driving experience would be that wonderful 10-speed automatic from the Honda Accord, for sure. But we're gonna get back onto the open road. You can see the Honda truck over here for this Honda experience. We got more driving to do in the CR-V. You know, another thing that I think is so well done, and Honda seems to have this down pat, especially with their latest vehicles, is just getting to everything. The floating iPad might not be your favorite arrangement for infotainment, but getting to it, it's well within reach. All of the nice storage spaces that you have up front, your wireless charging, it just is well laid out. And I think that that's something that you're gonna enjoy, especially if you had a previous generation CR-V. They bring more of that magic, but it seems to be just a little bit more polished in here, which I really, really like. Especially something like AC controls. You're gonna touch AC controls a lot. They feel really good. They make a nice click sound. I just was hoping for some type of ventilated seats. That to me is a missed opportunity, especially when you're looking at, is this worth the price? But definitely from a handling standpoint, they're bringing the business. Acceleration, I would like to see a little bit more improvement. But I do like the modes, especially like I said, the way they have a snow mode, which is really, really helpful. And to do that, we're gonna come to a stop just so you could see. You're just gonna hit that drive mode selector. I'm gonna put in a drive, you're gonna hit that drive mode selector. You have normal, econ, and then snow. Econ obviously is gonna give you that greatest fuel return for your fuel economy. And then obviously the snow is gonna rework that all-wheel drive system to give you the stick and the grip so that you're not sliding around like you're inside a Snoopy snow cone machine. But I'm hoping that this has been very useful of a driving review, especially when you see the types of roads that we're on. We're gonna get back to where it all started and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been one type of radiating kind of day out here on the outskirts of Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. I definitely want to thank the whole Honda team for getting us the first drive access to this Radiant Red CR-V. Let me know what you think. Has Honda done enough to this popular crossover to make it worth the price going EXL trim? Put it in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Radies Rides family. We got to give it up to the amazing videographer known as Lori Gibbons Raiti, doing the business. Show her some love in the comment section. She actually was playing a guitar down in Nashville while we were here on this trip. So thank you, Lori, for bringing music and the video footage to the viewers. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.